All right, what I want to do now is talk to you about some of the fundamental components you're going to have to learn and deal with in order to make a passive income with the system that we shared with you yesterday, which is essentially building out websites that are automated and generate traffic to get clicks on advertisements on the website. And we have everything designed within our software that we're going to give you and train you on, so that all you really have to do is spend the time to set up one time. The problem with a lot of these type of softwares is they require specific functionality within the hosting account in order to work. So we want to make sure that you are using the appropriate host so that you aren't frustrated by the process of setting the websites up. The host that works best for the software we are going to give you is HostGator. And there is a reason, and I can get involved into the technical stuff, but I don't want to confuse you any. But basically, our software will work with any host that has what's called cPanel access. Don't worry about the word cPanel. We're going to show you how to use it. It essentially is the administration center for your website that allows you to tell a website how to function in certain ways. And you'll have to log into it once, maybe twice, to set up things like your own setting up the website. For one, you're going to use their website builder, and also setting up email, which you're going to want as well. But it's straightforward to do, and there's no reason to allow any of this to intimidate you, especially since you're going to get all this training and the software to build these sites for free. So there's nothing intimidating about any of the process. When you go to HostGator, you'll see there's a number of different hosting options. There's just regular standard, what they call shared web hosting. They have reseller accounts, VPS dedicated, all this stuff. The thing I want to express upon you is what we're going to show you how to use is a piece of software that will run on the root domain, whateveryourname.com, and then build sites on subdomains, which is mysubdomain.whateveryourname.com. And I'll explain that in detail as we move forward, so don't let any of that scare you. What's important about that is it allows you to build a lot of different subdomain-based websites on one single hosting account and one single domain name. Now, there are reasons why you may want to have multiple domain names and multiple hosting accounts, and there are reasons why you may want to have reseller or dedicated servers. But if you're just starting out, there's absolutely no reason to spend that sort of money. Not every hosting works, though. That's why we wanted to show you this. What we recommend you do for your first website, just to get it under your belt, is to go ahead and purchase a HostGator. And if you look at underneath web hosting here and just click on this, what you're going to see is they have what's called shared hosting, and it's pretty inexpensive. It's $3 to $7 a month, depending on how big a program you decide to implement. No reason to go crazy and implement a big system, because we're going to not need to worry about that. But it is important that you only install one domain and that you build one set of websites on, or only use our software to build one set of websites on that domain. That even though some of these plans say you can have unlimited domains, the add-on domains, which we'll explain to you later, just simply don't work well with any of the software. So we don't want to have to go through a lot of technical stuff. What we recommend is to start is just a shared hosting account and one domain name, and that domain name is going to be used to build subdomain-based websites as well. As you grow and become more sophisticated, what we'll do is we'll show you how to use either a reseller or a dedicated server. Whatever you do, do not get a VPS account. It just simply does not work. It's confusing. It just doesn't make sense. So these are the HostGator's, what they call shared hosting plan. Why they're shared is your website has an address. It's called an IP address. It's something like 192.47.163.10. Now, it's a numerical sequence that doesn't make a lot of sense to you, but it is registered with your domain name and what's called name servers, so that when somebody searches for your domain name or they type your domain name in, it goes out to the internet headquarters, wherever that is, internet, and it goes, okay, whatever.com, it finds the IP address in that database and it redirects that visitor to that IP address. Now, if it's a dedicated IP, it just goes straight to your website and everything's done. But if you're using a shared one, what it's got to do is go, okay, so there's multiple websites using this IP. We've got to find the one that matches the domain name, and then we direct traffic to that. Shared hosting is perfectly fine for building what we're going to show you how to do, and it is very inexpensive, between $4 and $7 a month. And you'll see some of these say they have unlimited domains. You don't want to, it won't work with our system. If you want to build unlimited, in other words, you want to have domain name.1, domain name.2, domain name.3, you want to get a reseller account. You don't want to use hosted or shared domains, because it's going to cause, the software simply won't work, and it will cause all sorts of other technical issues with getting your content found online, which basically is going to stymie your ability to generate passive income. So to start with, you can just start with a simple single domain website on the Hatchling plan. Now, if you decide to do this, it's pretty inexpensive. If you want to pay for 3 years in advance, it's $3.96 a month, but you're paying for 3 years all up front. Or you can do it monthly for $7 a month, which is what I would do. Is I would just start off monthly and make sure it's something that you can afford. You click sign up, and they're going to send you an email with access to your domain name and your cPanel hosting. The next video is going to talk about cPanel and how to use it, because it's critical. It's one of those core competencies that you need. Now, when you order your hosting, you're going to have a domain name, or we're going to call it a branding name, so that people can, so that you can log into mydomain.com. You can buy that with your hosting account. Now, if you want to build additional websites in the future, you're probably going to want to buy them at what we call a registrar. And then you've got to learn how to use the registrar, how to change name servers, things like that. We'll show you all that just in case you decide that you want to go for it, because you don't necessarily want to buy a hosting plan for each one of your domains. You can go to a much less expensive program by like using reseller accounts, or even dedicated servers as you grow your business. The VPS servers are not recommended for the system and the software that we're using. And you're going to really like how this whole thing works as we get through to it. So getting back to domain names, if you need to buy your domain name separately, we recommend GoDaddy. Now, GoDaddy offers web hosting and email and a website builder. If you buy your domain names here, do not use their hosting. The hosting does not work with any automated software. It is very poor quality. It doesn't have cPanel. They're not Apache based. It's a bad thing. And there is absolutely no reason to ever buy email with their hosting, because when you place your HostGator account, you're going to be able to create a hosting or email service right inside your website using the cPanel access that we're going to share with you next. Hosting is critical. HostGator is the best choice. Go to HostGator.com. I'm not going to even leave you an affiliate link. I'm not trying to make money on you. I'm just trying to teach you how to make money yourself. So I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. Tomorrow we're going to talk about cPanel, which is what you get when you buy your hosting account.